Hi, this is Joseph. In this video, we're going to talk about how to pass a prop firm challenge while growing a small account to $1 million using my trade copier service. So I've been offering trade copier services since 2007, and I've been able to see a lot of different strategies that thousands of my subscribers have used over the last 15, 16 years. And I'll explain everything as we go along. Now, before I go any further, though, please understand that the information that I'm going to share with you in this presentation, it's for educational purposes only, and it is not a promise or a representation of possible or future earnings. Please keep that in mind. Now, this is how to grow a small account. It's going to be an affordable approach into $1 million or more. These accounts can certainly grow into 2 million, 4 million. There's a lot of opportunities that I've seen over the years. So we're going to use two companies. These are two companies that, number one, I already currently work with. I have funded accounts with them and I get payouts from them, and so do my subscribers, the ones that do use these companies. These two companies here, I know for a fact, will let you use my trade copier to copy my trades and you won't be disqualified. You can use my trade copier, purchase accounts from each one of these two companies, and then connect your accounts to my trade copier, and basically you can copy my trades. That means you won't even have to execute a trade if you don't want to, but you certainly can if you want to. It won't have any effect on any of the trades that I open. It won't automatically close some of my trades or anything like that. So you can trade at the same time, or you can just simply let the trade copier do its job and just copy all of my trades. Again, because I am trading my own funded accounts every single day. Now, Lark Funding, there's the URL in case you're interested. You want to go to their website, Ment Funding. These are the two companies that I'm going to use in this example. This example is something that I'm seeing a lot of my subscribers currently apply. Now, we're also going to talk about how long it takes to pass the evaluation or the challenge, and then also whether or not you can copy my trades. I've already covered that. Yes, both of these companies, there are some other companies out there, other ones. They will let you use a trade copier to copy my trades, which means that beyond the examples that I show you here, at some point in the future, you can add larger accounts. You can add even more capital to all of your income every month. But we'll talk about that here in just a moment. We're going to start off with Ment Funding. This is a screenshot from Ment Funding's page, and you can see the different price ranges that they have and the different size trading accounts that they offer. We're going to start off in this example using a $25,000 trading account. Now, in this example, in this video presentation, I'm going to show you what would happen and how long it would take to get to $1 million if you bought one from each one of the companies, the $25,000 or the smallest account that each one offers. The $25,000 account in this example from Ment Funding is $250. Now, in order for you to copy my trades, you want to make sure that you select the MT4 version, not the MT5. The MT4 version of the account that you purchase, that will work perfectly with my trade copier. Now let's go over to Lark Funding. Lark Funding, the smallest account that they offer is a $50,000. So you'll notice right away there's a difference between the two. But their funding challenge is $400. So let's put this all together. You're going to take two, or in this example, you would take two of the smallest accounts between Ment Funding and Lark Funding. You can see the two right here. Ment Funding, $25,000 account. That means you're going to have access to trade $25,000 in capital. That's going to cost $250 for their challenge. And then Lark Funding. And again, both of these companies allow the use of a trade copier so you can copy my trades. So if you aren't consistent yet, but you want to earn a profit from these funded companies or these funding accounts, now's the time to do this. I've been saying this for a long time. It simply doesn't make any sense to me when you really stop and think about it, that someone would spend a lot of time to fund their own personal account with, let's say, $10,000. If you funded your own personal account with $10,000, yes, there's some, degree of protection because it is yours. Nobody can take it away. But if you come up with the $10,000 and you hit a profit target of, let's say, 10% for the month, that's only $1,000 profit. I don't see how too many people can really live, especially families, live off of $1,000. But when you go after these funding companies, you can take the same $1,000 and you can put together something like this that I'm going to explain here today. The cost for the $25,000 account is 250. The cost for the $50,000 account is 400. Between the two, it's $650. You're going to have access to trade $75,000 in working capital. Now, if you earned a 10% profit on $75,000, that's 7,500. Now, you only get to keep about 75% of the $7,500 in profits because there is a profit split with the funding companies. That's what I was talking about earlier. That's if they're a good, reputable funding company, their business model is that they want you to succeed so that they can take that 25% of your profits, and their that's their that's their cash payout in a sense. In addition to what you earn 75%, they earn 25%. They put up the funds. Now, if you were to blow up any of these accounts, or if anything was to happen like that, you're not liable. You don't pay anything back, so it takes a lot of the risk out. If you were to blow up your own $10,000 trading account, well, you would lose your whole basically $10,000. Not to mention what I was saying earlier, that if you hit a 10% target, that's only $1,000. Here, the profits just totally change. I mean, this could be life changing. Not to mention, you and your family can live off of the profits on these accounts every month. Now, in order to make this work, if you were going to copy my trades, I have a special plan, a special trade copier plan on my website right now. It's called the Compounder. And I designed that with this particular strategy that I'm going to explain to you in mind, again, because I've been seeing a lot of my subscribers apply this. So I thought I'll put together a package. See, it's going to make it a lot easier for people to purchase not only the funding accounts, but to link them all together at the same time. So if you go to my website and you purchase the Compounder, it's 4 months. I'll explain that at the very end of this presentation. But the price of this 4 month plan is $499 right now, and you get two trade copiers. So you could link the Mint funding account and the Lark funding account both at the same time to my trade copier. So you'll be passing the evaluation process and earning live payouts all approximately at the same time. So let's walk through this. The first step is to purchase the prop firm challenge, right? You have to go to Lark Funding or Mint Funding, and you can purchase, if you want, you can purchase one of them or purchase both of them at the same time. So I'll tell you what the total cost will be in just a moment, but let's go back one slide, and you can see just for the two accounts, it's going to be $650. Now, if price was an issue for you right now and you just wanted to buy one, you could start off with Mint Funding and purchase the $250 account. Now, if you purchase the Compounder trade copier plan from me on my website, you can use one trade copier right now for, let's say, your Mint funding account. And then if you want to wait a month to purchase the Lark funding account, you can do that. And your time on the second trade copier in this trade copier plan called the Compounder doesn't start until you link your second account. So you purchase the Compounder now, you get two trade copier subscriptions, and you can add one at a time or you can add both of them at a time. If you add both of them, then your 4 month subscription time would begin immediately when you get your first trade on both of them. But if you only purchase one right now and you only purchase one of these accounts, let's say Mint Funding, you can still use one of the trade copier subscriptions and have your second one available ready whenever you want to. So whenever at some time in the future you purchase the second account, you can then add it, and the time again does not start until you get your first trade in each one of these accounts. I'll explain more about that as we go on. So again, you can purchase one or both at the same time, but let's just say for the sake of this example that you're able to purchase both of them. So you're going to start off with both accounts, and we're going to see how you could go about building the accounts up to $1 million or more. So the first account to purchase would be Mint Funding. That's a $25,000 account. It takes approximately 1 month to pass the evaluation. Remember, this is an estimate. These are estimates. There's no guarantee or promise that is made to guarantee that these results are going to be exactly what you get. Let me explain. So in a slow period, slow time, let's say, you hear people talk about it, the market was really busy or the market's very slow. Let's say during the holiday seasons, there's going to be fewer trades, for example. But when the markets are trending, there's going to be better opportunities and perhaps fewer losing trades rather than trying to trade inside a consolidation when there's a slow or not optimal trading environment. So there are different stages. I sort of compare it sometimes and think about, let's say, the construction business. If you're in the construction business, or just about every business has ups and down cycles. You have cycles where business is really good and cycles where things get a little tighter. Same thing. Like if you're a roofer, it's snowing and it's raining, you're probably not going to be doing too much roof work. But when it's in the summer months and the spring months, you're going to be really busy, right? So think about it in those terms. It's sort of the same thing in trading. You are going to see times where the markets will go into really constricted, tight ranges of consolidation, providing fewer opportunities. But it doesn't mean that there aren't any opportunities. So you need to think about that. It could have an impact on the evaluation process. It could be 2 weeks to pass the evaluation. If the markets are trending, we could get lucky. We could see a lot of great opportunities. I have passed some evaluation or prop firm challenges in 2 weeks, in some cases less than 2 weeks. And then there are other situations where it's taken me longer than a month, so about 40 to 45 days to pass an evaluation. So just keep that in mind that approximately, if everything's normal, the conditions are normal, and I would expect the conditions right now at the time that I'm making this video would be very normal. So it would take about a month, perhaps less, maybe a little bit more to pass the evaluation. And then you need to then you need to trade the account, the live account, for 1 month to earn a cash payout. So let's think about this for a minute. You purchase your $25,000 account with Mint funding. It'll cost you $250, and it takes, let's say, approximately 30 days to hit that 10% target. That's the goal. You have to prove to Mint funding that you can hit a 10% target. As soon as you hit the 10% target, they then give you a live funded account. Now, at that point, let's say 30 days have gone by. On the second month, at the start of the second month, you now need to trade or copy my trades to trade the live account. So then you earn real cash profits in the live account. And then they give you your 75% split. They give you your 75% cut at the end of the second 30 days. So we're going to talk about exactly how many months it takes to make all of this happen to get to $1 million. So far, 2 months would pass to make this happen. Again, remember, there's no guarantee or promise that it's going to be exactly like this. It could be less than a month. It could be more than a month. At the beginning of the third month, you can withdraw the profits. So let's move on. So Mint funding, $25,000 account. Let's say on average, after you pass the evaluation, that, and this is something that I tell everybody to prepare for, so that you could include some of the slow cycles during the year, over the course of the year. A lot of people like to try to figure out how much money am I going to make each month, and then how much money am I going to make each year, and they're trying to figure out, can I quit my job? Can I, supplement my retirement or my income on the side? What is it that you're going to do with this money? So think about it like this. On a slow month, it could be 5% that we would earn in a single month. On a busy, more active month, it could be 10%. There are other months where I've gotten close to 20%. So it really varies. But if you do the math and you think about it in terms of, once you pass the evaluation, what could I expect? If you think about the worst case scenario or the least that you could expect, your expectations are a lot better aligned. So that way, if everything else above 5% comes in at 7, 8, 9, 10%, you're doing great, right? You're really happy, you know what to expect. But if you had to figure out and calculate what your income would be from these accounts, I would say estimate 5% in a month. So 5% earned on a $25,000 account with a 75% payout would be $937. 10% in a month, if we had a good month, would be $1,875. Now we're going to move this up. We're going to build these accounts. So watch what we're going to do next. The next step is to purchase the Lark funding account. Remember, we talked about that. Let's say, for example, you're going to be able to purchase 2 of them at the same time. That's a $50,000 account. Remember, we estimate 1 month to pass the evaluation and hit that 10% target. And then the second month, we trade the live account to earn the cash payout. So again, an estimated 2 months goes by for this account as well. Both of this, all of this is happening with both accounts simultaneously. Purchase both of them, purchase my compounder trade copier subscription, and you can link both accounts at the exact same time and start on the same day. So each time I execute a trade, my trades are going into both your Mint funding account and your Lark funding account. So you're building both of them at the exact same time. Now remember, we're talking about spreading the risk. If anything was to happen between these two different companies, let's say Lark Funding or Mint Funding, and I don't anticipate anything's going to happen with either of these companies, but we have seen some of these companies go out of business. Generally, the companies that go out of business are the smaller ones that are not well funded or well capitalized, and some of them, unfortunately, were just a scam to begin with. So I don't anticipate any problem with these two, but again, you don't have to worry about them, sort of looking at multiple accounts getting the same trades at the exact same time because these are two different companies. We're working with Mint Funding and Lark Funding. By the way, again, as I mentioned earlier, there are other companies out there that you can do the same thing and add more than just these two accounts to the trade copier so you can compound or double your income. But we'll talk about that in the end here. Now, at the beginning of the third month, you can withdraw the profits again. So let's take a look at what this would look like. If you had Lark Funding, $50,000 account, 5%, that's going to give you a 75% split payout at the end of the second month, $1,875. If we have a good month and we earn 10%, you would see $3,075. Now, what do you do with this money? So you're going to combine the two funded accounts, Mint Funding. If we just stick with, let's say, the 5%, I'm going to use 5% with your live account. So this is after you pass the evaluation with your live account, just so that you know what the baseline would be approximately. Remember, there's no guarantee or promise. It could be larger than 5%. In some cases, we can even see more than 10% a single month. But just for the sake of trying to get your expectations right, if you're going to be counting on this money every single month and you want to grow these accounts, how much money could you really effectively expect to receive and what you could do with that money? So 5%, I always say 5% across the board. So Mint Funding, 5%, $937. Lark Funding, 5%, $1,875. Now that's during the third month, right? So during your second month, you receive that on your third month. Now on your I recommend doing this 2 months in a row. So let's take a look at what you would do here. So the most conservative approach again is 5%. The total monthly estimated payout between the two would be $2,812 approximately. Trade the live accounts for 2 months. That means you would be copying my trades on the live accounts, one from Mint, one from Lark Funding, during month 3 and 4. At the end of 4 months, you would get a total combined payout between the two. Remember, each month you're getting $2,800 approximately. So at the end of 4 months, you should see $5,600. So you're going to use the profit of $5,600 from month 3 and 4 of trading the live account or copying my trades, and you're going to purchase 2 more accounts of a larger size. So let's move on to the next size. Now we can go back to Mint Funding and we can purchase now. You would purchase a $200,000 account for $1,500 and then go to Lark Funding and purchase a $250,000 account, which is $1,750. The total cost of these two accounts, $3,250. But remember, in the previous slide, I explained that if at the end of 4 months, you should have $5,600. So there's going to be a little cash left over. You're going to have a total working capital of $450,000. Now, I need to say something about this. These two companies do not allow you to merge the accounts, which means that you wouldn't have to take an evaluation process. That's an unfortunate side issue with these companies. Some companies out there, some funding companies allow you to merge them. These companies do not. So you cannot merge them, but they're very flexible in the sense that they have a one-stage evaluation. There is no time limit for the evaluation process, and you can use the trade copier to copy another trader's trades, which is very important to make this work. Because again, if you're not consistently profitable, your only other option is to learn how to become consistently profitable if you're going to do this on your own. Otherwise, you'll need to use a trade copier to copy my trades if you want to make this work now. So you have to requalify for each one of these accounts. That means you have to go through the first month to pass the evaluation, the second month to trade the live account to earn a cash payout again. So that would be month 5 and 6. So let's take a look at what this would look like at the end. So Mint Funding, remember we're going to be purchasing, or you're going to purchase a 200K account. Let's say again with the low end of 5% earned per month on the live account. That's a 75% payout, so you should see $7,500 per month. Lark funding on the 250K account, 5% with a 75% payout is 9,375. The total cost, or I'm sorry, the total cash payout, that's a misspell there. It should read just the total cash payout is $16,875 between these two accounts per month. So if you do that and you copy my trades through month 6 and 7 combined, you should see or have $33,750 at the end of month 7. So you would use that $33,000 to purchase two $1 million accounts, one from each company. You would purchase $1 million account from Mint Funding and $1 million account from Lark Funding, and then continue to use the trade copier to pass the new evaluation process again, and then trade those $1 million accounts, live accounts, to get a cash payout. Let's see what that would look like. So now the next step again would be to purchase both of those accounts with the $33,000 that you now have available. That's real cash profits to you. So $33,000, if you buy a $1 million account from Mint Funding, the cost is $7,500 at the time that I'm making this recording. The Lark Funding $1 million account is $7,000. So the total cost of both of those $1 million accounts is $14,000. But you had a cash payout in the previous slide of $33,000. So again, you get to keep that available cash profit, do what you want with it. And this $14,000 is to purchase two brand new accounts. Now, again, remember, we have to go through the evaluation again because there is no merging of these accounts with these companies. But you'll have a total of $2 million in working capital. So let's see what that would look like. After you start receiving your live cash payouts, again, we're going to use the 5%, which is a very conservative approach to use, for your calculations here on a month to month. What would you expect, or what could you expect to earn from copying my trades every month when you have a live account? So with each one of these live $1 million accounts, 5% and the 75, that includes the 75% payout, would be $37,500 approximately from each one of these $1 million accounts. The total monthly estimated payout when you're trading or copying my trades on these live accounts is $75,000. That's your cut. That's with the 75% split. Again, it's 1 month to pass the evaluation, and then you have to trade the account or copy my trades for a second month after you pass the evaluation to earn your live payout. So that would be month 8, 8 and 9, and then on the 10th month, you would earn a cash payout of $75,000 per month. And from that point on, you could extract or withdraw that $75,000 or more. If we have a 10% month, you can see that would be double. All that would go straight into your bank. You withdraw that money, it goes into your bank. Now, I get this question quite a bit. Some people will say, well, what do you think about leaving the money in there and not sending the money home to my bank account so I can spend it? They say, well, what if I was to leave it in the account, the funded account, to grow the account larger so we can add more? That there's nothing wrong with that idea. If you can go a couple of months or maybe 1 month, maybe send home money. If you're getting $75,000 a month, you could take $75,000 and skip 1 month. So in other words, every other month, withdraw $75,000 to live off of, and then the other months you would leave the 75 in the account to let it grow. The other option is just to simply take the money out. Again, if anything was to ever happen to any of these companies, you don't want your money, your earnings, to be tied up in their account because they could ultimately keep it if something happened. I recommend taking the money out. A better strategy would be, let's say, if you actually achieve this and you got to month 10 and you're getting $75,000 a month, of course, the first month, send that money home, spend it. Like I would use it. I would do that. The second month, perhaps if I didn't need the $75,000, I would then put the $75,000 in my own personal separate third trading account in my name. And you can take every other month's payments and build up another Forex or trading MT4 trading account in your name that has nothing to do with any of these funding companies. So that if at any time in the future something happens to these funding companies, you have been successfully and consistently taking some of the money out and building up your own personal account. And the great thing is that you can take that third personal account that you've been building up with some of these profits, and you can link that as well to my trade copier. So now you would be getting the same trades in all of your funded accounts, including your own personal trading account. And the whole thing costs about $1,000 to get started. Let's take a look at it. So here is the program that I was talking about. This is a special trade copier subscription that I put together so that you could build a plan, and you could build out a plan just like this and get yourself to $1 million in funding. It's a 4-month plan. Now, every 4 months, you'd have to resubscribe, of course, but during that 4-month period, you will have obviously seen payouts, and there'll be money from the trading accounts, the funded accounts, to pay for this subscription in the future. It is $499 for 4 months. You get 2 trade copier subscriptions. You get 2 trade copier subscriptions. So if you link the Mint funding and the Lark funding to the trade copier plan, immediately right away you would get and copy all of my trades simultaneously in each one of those accounts. Remember, I mentioned in the beginning, if price is an issue or if you just want to start off with one small account, you can reserve the second trade copier, and your time does not start on the second trade copier until you receive your first trade in your second connected funding account. So at some time in the future, when you decide to purchase another second account, then you would go ahead and use the second trade copier. But the first trade copier would be working as soon as you connected your first account, getting your first trade in there that's copied from me. So it's a great opportunity for you to grow your account. Again, it's $499. So let's take a look at the total cost. So again, Mint funding to get this started off. Again, I'm assuming that in this example, I'm assuming that you could start off with both accounts. So you go to Mint funding, you purchase their $25,000 account for $250. You go to Lark funding, you purchase their $50,000 account for $400. The total cost between those two is $650. You get $75,000 in working capital. My trade copier plan, the compounder, is $499. So the cost to make this work, the full cost of this is $1,149. Remember, you can start off with just Mint funding and purchase my compounder, link Mint funding to the trade copier, and you can use the second trade copier in the compounder subscription sometime in the future when you're ready to purchase the second account. And time doesn't start until you connect the second account and you get your first trade in that second account. So again, $1,149. That is really all that's required in this example for you to build your accounts all the way up to $1 million. From that point on, there really isn't anything else to pay for, because every 4 months, if you're paying for the compounder trade copier to copy my trades, you can still take the profits from your funding accounts to pay for it in the future, every quarter, every 4 months. So it's a great opportunity to take $1,000 and build it into an income that could potentially provide $75,000 a month in income or more. Now, remember, I mentioned there are a lot of other companies out there that I personally have accounts with, and I use my trade copier to fill my trades in those other funding accounts. I have other accounts that are $2 million and $1 million from other companies out there. So at some time in the future, you don't have to stick with just Mint funding and Lark funding. You can add some of these other companies that have paid me out. They're reputable. I don't anticipate any problems. If I ever do, I would warn everybody on my subscription. You're on my email list, so you're probably going to get a notification from me. And I would warn you if I expected or if I had any problems with my payout, or if we hear that, some company is going to go out of business. I generally stay away from the companies that other people talk about that may go out of business, or if there's some kind of talk that they're not getting paid. So any company that I use and that I reference, I get a payout from. So again, there are more accounts out there that you can add to this plan. You can build out this plan to, you've probably seen some of my videos on my YouTube channel. A while back, I had a plan for $4.5 million, and then it was $6 million. A lot of people, again, I get a lot of feedback from a lot of my subscribers, and a lot of them have some pretty elaborate plans to build their accounts, in a massive way. Some, it's very aggressive. They think they can do it fast. Again, we use this example, earning 5% per month. That is so doable and so realistic in so many different ways, not to mention spreading the risk among these different funding companies. So it really is a wonderful time. Like I say this all the time. I can't believe that funding companies didn't exist when I first started trading. I would have immediately done it when I first started trading, but that was back in 2000. In 2023, I am going to be adding US 30. I will be trading the S&P. I will be trading gold, and I will be trading oil. And in addition to Forex, all the 8 Forex major pairs that I trade. So there will be multiple and more trading opportunities. Now, I don't trade all of them every single day. It's just not something that I'm, capable of doing. I can't do that. I will focus on certain areas of the markets where I see the possibility of more activity. I've been doing this for 22 years, so I have a pretty good idea, trading the same markets over and over again, which ones are setting up the way I need them to, right? They have to look a certain way according to my trading system and the way I trade. So I can spend a considerable amount of time trading one particular market versus another, and I'll go back and forth. It's most of the trades that you're going to see are going to be from Forex. But again, I will be adding those additional markets, and which will be providing more trading opportunities. So thank you very much for watching this presentation. Again, remember, these are just estimates. There's no guarantee that anything that I've done in the past is going to produce the same results. It could be more, it could be slightly less. All of it's due to market conditions and the number of opportunities that the market provides me with. So again, thank you very much. If you have any questions, please send me an email, or you can go to my website, click the live chat. There's a live chat box on the bottom right-hand corner of each one of my website pages. If we're not online, you can send a message with your email, and as soon as we see it, I'll answer your question, and we can communicate through email. I'll answer all of your questions in full. But this is a great opportunity to do this. And right now you can go to my website and you can purchase the compounder. Now, if you purchase the compounder, the trade copier plan first, and then you have questions to make sure that you're setting up your Mint funding account, your Lark funding account, if you want to do that, that's fine. Purchase the compounder, the trade copier plan from my website, and then shoot me an email and tell me that you either want to get on a call or you want to just go back and forth with some questions with email before you make your purchase, and I'll guide you. I'll walk you through the steps, some add-ons, right? Some of these companies add add-ons. I don't recommend that you purchase any of the add-ons. So for example, I always include a stop loss. You don't have to worry about getting the stop loss removed, so you don't have to pay the upgrade charge for that. You don't have to pay for holding trades over the weekend. I don't hold trades over the weekend. And the extra leverage, I've never used it. That's the bottom line truth. You can do it if you want to, but you don't need any of the extras. So little questions like that, if you have them, again, purchase the compounder. It's $4.99 right now on my website. The price may go up at some time in the future. Again, you're going to get 2 trade copiers, and you're going to get 2 trade copiers for the entire 4-month period so that you can make this happen. Like, you can really do this. This is something that's achievable and reachable for a lot of people and will change everybody's lives. Like, I love these funding companies. As long as they stay in business, I think we should take advantage of them, really. And then, like I said, divert some of your winnings and your earnings in the future into your own private, separate MT4 account in your name in case something happens to these funding companies and you've been building up your account. And of course, you can connect that account to the trade copier as well, and you'll be building that up. And all of the profits there in your own personal private account are yours to keep, right? You don't have to do a percentage split. And I don't have a percentage split. You just simply pay me the charge or the fee, the cost of the monthly subscription, or the quarterly subscription for the plan that you've purchased on my website. That's all you have to pay me. I don't take a cut of anybody's winnings. I don't want to do anything like that. I think that this is a fantastic opportunity for people to grow accounts and really do something special. So thank you very much for watching.